Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/ProRevenge. In today's episode, you have a terrible drainage system and you don't want to help me, your downstream neighbor, fix it? Enjoy losing your tenants. You want gas reimbursement for driving to a different store? Let me do the math real quick. Come right back to the office. Don't mind if I do. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. You have a terrible drainage system and you don't want to help me, your downstream neighbor, fix it? Enjoy losing your tenants. This bit of malicious compliance has been developing for some time, and yesterday and today, it has finally borne fruit. The area we live in has changed drastically in the last decade or so. Almost all of our neighbors have pulled down their homes or have constructed apartment buildings. The problem is that the sewer system is quite old and is not built to handle the current volume of waste. A Chinese company is as well in the process of constructing a new sewer system, so the old line experiences a lot of blockage. In our home, we have a septic tank. We use the sewer system only as a drain for rainwater. The compound is about halfway up a hill. The upper boundary has a live fence, but the lower side next to the road has a wall. This essentially means that when it rains, water from up the hill can flow into our compound, but has no outlet. The dirt road on the other side of the wall is also poorly built and pools a lot of water next to our wall. So to get rid of rainwater, there is an underground connection from the lowest point in our compound to the sewer line, which runs parallel to the wall on the other side of the road. It's not the most ideal setup, but it has worked for decades. Anyway, the new constructions have overtaxed the existing system. When there's a blockage, the backflow ends up in our yard since it's the lowest exit. There are about 5 apartment buildings upstream of our connection, each with over 30 units, so the backflow is usually pretty heavy. Most of the times, we react quickly and remove the blockage, but it's really a pain in my ass. To add on to this, the caretakers for the 5 apartment buildings don't do shit to help me. So last week, the Chinese construction cut into the existing line. However, they just filled the hole with the breach with dirt and carried on without telling anyone. I came home to a stinky flooded compound with pieces of shit floating by. I call my usual guys, but they aren't around. So I decide it's time for the upstream caretakers to help out. I find 3 of the 5 chilling. I'll be me. They will be C1, C2, C3, conversation translated from native language. Me, hey guys. The sewer line is blocked. I need a hand. C1, why you always bothering us with this? It's your problem. Me, it's our problem. We all use this line. You need to contribute to its maintenance. C2, we've moved to the new Chinese system. My building doesn't use the old one anymore. This was a lie. The Chinese construction was being done in stages, and it was nowhere near our street. Me, guys, we're all moving to the new line when it gets here. Just help me out until we can switch. C2, pissed at being called out, that's not our problem. You handle it however you want. We don't care. Deal with your shit. This really pissed me off since they had no idea how much I did for them. You want me to deal with my shit however I want? Sure thing. First of all, I found the location where the blockage was. Luckily, the crew were still there, and they were super chill in helping me unblock it, although I had to buy new pipe to repair the section they had broken and also bought them some tea, if you know what I mean. Corruption is a cancer in my country. But I didn't stop there. Motivated by the caretaker's arrogance, I asked some of the guys to help me out the following day. Basically, what we did was we removed the connection between our compound and the sewer line. Instead, we leveled the depression in the road right outside our wall to allow rainwater to flow freely downslope. Then we removed a brick from the bottom of the wall to give rainwater an exit from our compound. All I had to do was wait. Yesterday afternoon, the crew working on the Chinese construction caused another blockage on the old line. Again, they didn't tell anyone. They only covered it up with dirt and rocks just like before. By dusk, the 5 apartment buildings started feeling the blockage. The people living on the ground floors, some of them my friends, start to complain. Apartments are getting flooded. Sink drains are not working. Toilets are not flushing well. Showers smell of shit and are flooded with gray water. This evening, almost all the ground floor residents in the 2 closest apartment buildings are moving out. The stench in the houses is unbearable. I just laugh as I help my friends move. The caretakers are too ashamed to ask me for help. They have no idea where the blockage could be since they have never had to fix one before. I am not about to tell anyone. You want gas reimbursement for driving to a different store? Let me do the math real quick. This happened about 5 years ago, when I was working at an auto parts store. I worked at a large store. It was the super hub for my region, so we literally had people drive from out of state when they couldn't wait a few days for a part. Most people were happy to do so if they could get an unusual part the same day. So a guy came in, told me what parts he needed and said, "Hey man, I had to drive all the way from another store to get here, can I get like a 10% discount?" Now, asking for a discount because you had to drive further than expected is already pretty weird. I don't know of any stores that reimburse you for gas money. But on top of that, he was buying 2 $600 shocks for a Mercedes. I explained to this man that we don't do discounts for driving for another store, and that a lot of customers have to do this, because parts aren't universal, and we can't keep every part in every store. This turned into a 5 to 10 minute back and forth of him trying to convince me to give him a discount, and me trying to explain that I would get fired, more likely demoted, if I gave him a $120 discount for no reason. Eventually I asked him what store he came from. It was only 4 miles away. I started to get really pissed off because it was literally the closest store you could drive to, but then I realized he was only asking for gas money. So I asked him what kind of mileage his car got. He told me with a confused look on his face, as I pulled out a calculator. I did some quick math and told him with a smile on my face, "Okay sir, we will give you a discount to cover your gas money." Not realizing what was going on, he brightened and said thank you. Then I told him that because he only drove a few miles to get here, the discount would come out to 75 cents. He started complaining again, so I cut him off and told him, "I'm sorry sir, that's all I can do. Feel free to go get these somewhere else." To which he responded, "They don't have these anywhere else." So I told him that was a shame and asked him if he still wanted the discount. He said yes. Come right back to the office. Don't mind if I do. I was working at yet another soulless call center. Through years of bad ideas, alcohol, and generally getting punched in the face, I had a broken tooth that was no longer serviceable. I could no longer adhere that over-the-counter tooth cement to it, let it dry, and pretend I didn't notice it. It hurt. My face was swollen. I'm pretty sure my breath was fetid. I was trying to move from slacker to adult. So I made an appointment to get it pulled. I was salary, regularly worked weird schedules, but still gave heads up to the brand new shiny directory and HR goon, and my supervisor that I was going in for an emergency tooth removal, and would be gone for part of the day. My boss? No worries or concerns. He knew I would come in for whatever, whenever. The new director? Not so much. She didn't like me because somebody told her I wasn't nice and punched puppies, or some other nonsense. You can go on your lunch to do whatever you want, but come right back to the office. That wasn't going to happen. She wasn't in my chain of command, and I only told her out of a courtesy. My boss knew I was out. She could be mad. This all changed while I sat in that not too comfy chair, already stabbed in the gums a half dozen times to numb up. The nice front counter lady came in to tell me I didn't have dental insurance. I laughed, explained of course I did, and validated all of my information. She asked to speak to me alone. Apparently my company had charged me for my insurance, but never paid the insurance company. Even better, the company had done this for every employee on this plan. For a while. F it, I have the cash, pay for the procedure right then. A little over an hour later, a small bit of beard missing from clamps catching in it, stitches in my gums they had to cut, tooth gone, I'm ready to go back to work and ask some questions. After all, they wanted me to come right back, right? I don't even clean up. Blood down my swollen face. Blood on my shirt. A little bruising on my face from an oh crap moment when part of the tooth broke more while extracting. I walk right into the nice HR person's office and hand him my receipt. I explain what happened. He calls the director in and starts making calls. Why are you here looking like that? Go clean up. Me, you said come right back. You're a health hazard. Me, if only I had dental insurance, Her, of course we have insurance. Why would you walk in here like that? Me, you said come right back. This circular exchange lasted about 10 minutes. HR dude needed me to make copies of the receipts. I walked to the furthest possible printer, making sure enough people saw me. They asked what was up. I told everyone what was going on with the insurance. Emails started. Calls started. People were very unimpressed. Get back to the HR office. He's ready to make sure I get reimbursed on the next check. Back pay for the insurance I've paid that I didn't have insurance for. Him, okay, well go ahead and head out. You can use my door out. Don't tell anyone about what's going on. Me, too late. I've told at least 10 people. Director, why would you do that? Me, well you did tell me to come right back. We all got reimbursed. Company put out a big apology memo, bought pizza, because that's what call centers do, and HR guy did a lot of butt kissing. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.